Imagine you're a driver, racing driver. You have a brake deck, up, to 10,000 levels. Imagine, humipa.
これスリッパ。
Imagine.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. My Time Films, Project Integra. Today, we're going to be talking about the DC5 RSX. Now, the DC5 RSX was released in 2002 and ceased to exist in 2006. And we're going to talk about whether or not it was a flop. Now, I'm just going to give my opinion on it, so I'm not going to sit here and just state facts at you guys because, you know, I like to make videos that are, you know, opinionated so you guys can give your feedback in the comment section below. So when the video is over, let me know what you guys think. But let's just go on and talk about this a little bit. So the Acura RSX, I think, didn't sell too well in the US and in Japan. So in Japan, I think it sold like 19,000 units over the course of its lifetime. And this is between the IS, which we never got here in the States, the Type S, and the Type R, which we never got in the States. The DC chassis sold about a little over 30,000 units, which is a little bit more. And then again, it sold, you know, for a longer period of time, I think, which was from 95 to 2000. In 2001, they sold 25, but I guess that was just like leftover stuff from 2000. I think that all of the RSXs just were way after their time. I feel like the RSX should have came out a little before 2000, so that way it can kind of, you know, compete in that marketplace. If you go back and look at all the cars from the 90s that we all come to know and love, you know, the RX-7, the R34, the R33, you know, the Integra Type R, all of these cars, the Supra, all of these cars are two-door cars. The NSX, you know, the list goes on and on and on. All these cars I list were in the 90s. And right after that it was like almost a peak. Right after 1999 to 2000, all of the two-door sports cars kind of peaked, plateaued, and just crashed. And then that RSX just was in that bubble of the crashing era of the two-door sports cars, and it just didn't sell well. Like if you look at the S2000 on the other hand, the S2000 sold pretty bad too. I think the S2000 sold 60,000 units in its entire lifetime, which is pretty terrible too, considering that the S2000 came out in 2000 and was canceled in like 2009. And then on top of that, they sold a few in 2010 that were just leftovers from the previous years. So clearly something wasn't adding up. So that's why I wanted to make this video, because, you know, being in sales, I used to be a car salesman, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Being in car sales kind of like opened up my eyes a little bit to see how, you know, people were buying cars and choosing cars. And very rarely did I come across people who wanted two-door coupes. The SI, the Civic Coupe, you know, nobody really wants those cars except for, you know, car enthusiasts who want to drive stick that's, you know, a sporty two-door car, or just, you know, a couple who want just a two-door car because they, you know, all the kids are gone. Nobody really wants a two-door. That's just the way it is. You know, they're not really beneficial to anybody. And given that gas prices are rising up and everything, nobody wants something that's a high performance car. Now granted, Hondas generally, you know, aren't terrible on gas mileage, but at the same time, they're not the best when it comes to the premium cars, which I'm talking about, like the Type R, the S2000, cars like that. Now we have, you know, CRVs that are doing 30 to 35 miles per gallon, whereas, you know, the new Type R, you'd be lucky to get that highway, you know? So I guess people look at it from a beneficial standpoint. Like, let me ask you this. Would you buy a new RSX if it came out right now for $35,000, $40,000? Well, actually, let's say a little bit less. $35,000. Would you buy it? I'm not sure if you guys have kids or anything, but if you do, would you buy it? Probably not. If you don't have kids, would you still buy it? Probably not. You'd probably buy, you know, a DC5 or something like that, because it just doesn't make sense to buy a brand new sports car. Just doesn't make sense. It depreciates and you're gonna lose a crap ton of money. Unless you're like those guys who buy brand new cars, let them sit at the garage for like 20-30 years, resell them for like a little bit more than they paid for it, and then think that they, you know, made a fortune or whatever. Don't be that guy. But the point I'm trying to get at is, I think the RSX just missed its time to shine. And you guys can go ahead and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But I don't know. It's a shame that the car just didn't get the attention that I think it deserved. The DC5 holds a special place in my heart because that was my first Honda that I truly like fell in love with when I first saw it. And then I found, you know, the DC2 obviously, and then, well, things changed. But that was like the first car I really liked. And to sit here and do all this research and figure out that, you know, people really didn't like the DC5 that much kind of hurts a little bit, because I like the car a lot. But that's where I'm gonna cut the video. This is, you know, like I said, just a talking video. We're just talking. So let me know what you think. I know some of you guys out there probably own RSXs, so you already know. Also, another thing, you don't see that many RSXs at car shows. I mean, you see some here and there, but I just noticed that you really don't see too many people with RSXs. So maybe it was a, you know, a flop. Maybe it wasn't a good car. I don't know. I don't see them too often. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.